Really experienced this. I started building my personal brand in December of 2018. Prior to that, I had no visibility online. I had no network or access to business leaders. I had no idea how to build a business. All I did was start sharing my story. And I think that as I speak to now, startup founders on a daily basis, people that are building incredible things, whether it be an app or making an incredible impact on their clients, whether it be coaching or consulting or whatever, I can tell you this that the countless of startup founders that I have spoken to and that I coach and that I continue to serve, they usually have one big problem. It's that they're doing incredible things, but no one knows that they exist. It's that they're doing incredible things, building an incredible culture, but no one knows what that culture is. And so they don't want to be part of their team and they go elsewhere for employment, like big companies like Google or whatever. It's that they're sometimes and mostly introverts and kind of afraid to start sharing their story and to start getting out there using their voice, getting out of their comfort zone. And I feel like building a personal brand for a startup founder is just as much of a journey, and really a journey and practice of self-awareness and discovery as much as building a business is. And I think that the two journeys should be parallel, and that your personal brand can really make it possible for you to do incredible things. I would have never gained the visibility that I've been able to gain. I would have never connected with the people that I've been able to connect with. I would have never been able to build the community that I've been able to build had it not been for my personal brand. And I just want founders to really understand the importance of this, because you can get, um, you know, obviously consumed with the day to day of building a business, of having to make a lot of decisions. Maybe your family's growing at the same time. And you may be wondering and asking yourself, is this online thing really worth it? Is it time that I'm going to invest in this online thing really going to provide me with a great ROI or open doors? And I can tell you this, that it has for me, and it has for so many others that I have seen, completely transform. Their lives have completely been able to transform just because of the personal brands that they've built under my guidance. And so I just want to go through this presentation because I highly urge startup founders to start. Yesterday, I did a poll asking startup founders, what do you need most? Right. And 40% of them said they need a mentor. 33% of them said they need more visibility and reach. 14% said they need a community, and the other 14% said that they need better information. I think that this is imperative because your personal brand can be the key to all of these things. Your personal brand has the potential to connect you with the right mentor that could be the guide or the strategist, or cut your learning curve, cut your expenses, that could potentially make the difference between your startup surviving and not, or your startup gaining breakthrough growth and not. It could be the key to you being invited into relevant communities and actually building your own. It could be the key to you connecting with industry leaders and gaining access to better information. Because a lot of the times when it comes to growth, it's not about what we know, it's also about what we don't know. And sometimes what we don't know could cost us our business. It could cost us a lot of time, and it could, cost us just so much. So, your personal brand could obviously also be the key to more visibility and just reach. And I'm going to show you. So, building your personal brand, like I'm saying, could be the key to get all these things and more. It could also be the key to you getting and gaining the trust of the right person that has the right resources at the right time, right? For you to get funding for your startup. Building your personal brand can help you connect with business leaders much more successful than you who could become your mentor. I've had two vital mentors in the last 2.5 years, both of which were direct results of my visibility and my quote unquote personal brand. One of them was introduced to me through someone who watched my content on LinkedIn. The other one heard me in a clubhouse room and just really, I guess, appreciated the way that I was helping and giving, free advice to small business owners, kind of caught his attention that way. Then, because LinkedIn, your profile, a lot of people go to LinkedIn to verify if you are in business, so on and so forth. So that kind of also garnered, attention and respect because of the visibility that I had on LinkedIn and the credibility that I just have on Google and things. And so that allowed me the opportunity to then be mentored by my second mentor, right? And both of them have led to breakthrough results, not just in my business, but in my life. And I think that sometimes people have the wrong kind of idea when they think of a mentor. They think that they could just message anyone and that they deserve a mentor and that, people are just, and they have to give you their time and things like that. That's most of the times not the case. In my experience, your mentor will approach you if they see that you're doing great things, right? If they see that you're trying, if they see that you're consistent, and they see something, a spark in you, and they'll start to pour into you. And obviously, if you start to apply what they say and get results, they're going to continue to pour that time into you. So I think that obviously the first thing, especially in an online world, it could make or break whether you get a mentor. If you're seen. If they don't know you exist, there's zero possibility of them being able to mentor you. But if you consistently appear in their feed and just like, start to stand out through qualities and characteristics that show in your videos and how you maybe collaborate with others and serve others and help the community, that's something that could really capture their attention and really convince them enough to give you time, right? To give you that first opportunity to be mentored. So I think that this is something to consider. The second thing is building your personal brand can help you get invited into relevant communities and even help you build your own community. Obviously, again, nobody can give you an opportunity if you're not visible, if they have no idea that you exist. But as you start to build influence and make a bigger impact online, people are going to reach out. People are going to invite you to appear on their podcasts, to join their communities, to guest speak, on their platforms. People are going to want to collaborate with you, and also people are going to want to follow your journey, which then allows you to build your own community. Now, when I say build your community is not a local thing anymore. It can be global. With online, your community can, span globally. Like in Growth Academy, we have more members, right? Now more than ever, but they span across 42 countries, which is incredible. And every day there's new people joining and from different countries. Um, so you want to build your own community, and an audience is different than community. So you can build your community off of social media. Doesn't have to be always in a Facebook group. And there's ways to do that. So, building your personal brand can gain you access and proximity to leaders who can give you the information you need to get to the next level. Building your personal brand can allow you to connect with people, right? Maybe give you that leverage that you need to be able to invite leaders like Grant Cardone, Patrick Bet-David on your podcast, like it has allowed me to do. It can uh, maybe open doors to rooms, right, or to just master classes or to masterminds that maybe you didn't have access to or you had no idea existed prior. And sometimes all you need is that one little bit of information that could get you to the next level. There I am interviewing Patrick Bet-David and actually Bob Berg, the author of The Go-Giver, um, on my podcast. Again, these are things that personal brand has allowed me to do. Building a personal brand could skyrocket your reach and visibility. This is very, very, very important. So here's a screenshot that I actually took earlier today. And you could see, in 2 years, okay, you can see that I've been able to generate 300 million views, which is insane. And you can see that it was literally nothing before because I had no social media presence before, or like a very, 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 very unused social media presence, inactive. So you could see that's incredible for someone that has been able to do that. No trained, social media video skills. I just started sharing my journey with my iPhone. This wasn't a huge production. And because of that, people really connected to it. And I think that the biggest and most powerful part of personal brand is that you can completely change your life and connect with people just by being yourself. And I'll repeat that. You can completely change your life and connect with people globally just by being yourself. You can inspire people along the way. And that's how you really, really, really leverage the ability and the tools that you have at your disposal. And obviously, you can leverage the visibility that you're getting, right? To create services and products that really help transform the lives of the people that are joining your community and things like that. And that's obviously more advanced, but I just want you to see what's possible with an iPhone and consistency. And as you could see, in 2 years, you could see 2,476 posts. Okay. It didn't happen with not posting. It didn't happen without showing up. And I think that this is very, very important to note. How can your prospects truly believe that they matter to you? Building your product is great. Building your team is great. But I believe that you have to go where your prospects are. And it's just the bottom line that a lot of them spend a lot of their time on social media. And that's also where they're looking to learn, right? Like they're looking to find new people, they're looking to elevate to the next level themselves. And a lot of the times when they're on social, their guard is down and they're open to that. So why wouldn't you go where your prospects are? And if you tell me, if you're a startup founder, and if you tell me that you care so much about your prospects, my question to you, if you're not showing up, is then why are you not showing up consistently for them yet? Because that's like saying someone, let's say you're in a relationship with someone, if they never show up for you, even if it's a friend, if they never show up when you need them, even on the days where you may not communicate that, right? But it's always like you always trust that one friend that's always there that kind of understands when you need them, but that doesn't have to be so vocal about it just because they know you, right? Imagine if you were that for your prospects. But it's impossible for them to even know who you are if you don't show up. It's impossible for them to even know the business and the difference that you're making if you don't show up. It's impossible for you to serve them if you don't show up. And I think that this is the big lesson here. I've also been able to generate, $2.4 million in earned media value based on this calculator here, just from showing up. And obviously, personal brand can help you convert prospects into amazing clients because, again, you're building that know, that like, that respect, and that trust factor. And, people will buy what I call the speed of trust. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy. And so at any given time, really, there's a small percentage of your prospects that are completely ready to buy right now. And so personal brand, that's the power of community and stuff, really just, it allows them the time that they need for that trust to be built. This is especially important, obviously, if you're a minority small business entrepreneur, because you probably don't have, right? A lot of connections that could be potential mentors, that are serial entrepreneurs, that are investors. And you're probably just not surrounded by a lot of business and entrepreneurial minded people in general. And I know how that feels. So I didn't have a network. I didn't have access to mentors. I didn't have, access to potential investors, business partners, so on and so forth. Building personal brand and online visibility made all that possible for me just because I showed up and I networked and I built relationships. So if you don't have access to the right people, then you need to build your network. And to build your network, you need to do the work. So, which means that it's extremely important for you to stand out, right? If you are a small business owner, small business entrepreneur, small business founder, it's, I would say, even more important for you to stand out, right? To use your story, to get attention, uh, and to build your online network. One connection can change your life, but that one connection is not possible if you remain invisible. You see, when we hear the word entrepreneur, we falsely think of, big tech, right? And yes, that's like the 1% or 0.001%, whatever. But the bottom line is they aren't the majority of what real entrepreneurs, day to day, ordinary, real life people like you and me, entrepreneurs look like. And when you look at what the future of entrepreneurship really looks like, it's going to look different than what we may envision an entrepreneur to look like today. So consider this. Women will soon make up more than half of all business owners in the United States because the rate at which women are starting businesses is growing at more than 4 times the rate of business starting overall. And women of color are responsible for 64% of new women-owned businesses being created, making them the fastest growing segment of business owners in the US. That's incredible. The entrepreneurship rate in the United States has been driven by people of Hispanic origin whose rate of entrepreneurship is almost twice that of the average of other groups. Immigrants as well are twice as likely as native born Americans to start businesses, right? So a lot of Hispanics and immigrants are twice as likely as native born Americans to start businesses. This is incredible. And as I'm saying, like, this is why it's so important for us to build network, to build connections, to build our online visibility. Because if you don't have those connections, no one's going to come to your door. Opportunity can't, you can't expect it to happen unless you make it happen. And like, the easiest way for you to make it happen is to just use your voice, to show up, to get seen, to be consistent, to build a community. And I think that this is very important. Also, the average age of the leaders of high growth startups is 45, and the highest rate of entrepreneurial activity in the US is among people aged 55 to 64. So we sometimes think entrepreneur as like a 21-year-old, like unicorn. No, a lot of the times they are older, especially successful entrepreneurs. And so I think that it's really important for them to show up as well. So, are you ready to learn the first steps you need to take to build your personal brand? And what is personal brand? Let's answer this question first. It's really the conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception by positioning yourself as an authority in your industry. It helps you elevate your credibility, helps you differentiate yourself from the competition, increase your circle of influence, and have a larger impact. So, obviously, this is important uh, for founders who not only care about growing their business and their income and their profits, but also for founders who actually want to make an impact. If you don't want to make an impact, then this presentation probably is a complete waste of your time. But if you do want to make an impact, your personal brand can be the vehicle from which you can do so. But how, right? Some people will say, only do video if you're good at video, only write if you're a good writer, only do podcasts and, be on audio platforms if you're great at speaking. But that's thinking more about yourself than your future clients, your prospects, right? If My prospects are watching video, which most of yours are, just because, data points to the growth of video. It's the reason why Instagram just, recently made the announcement that it's not a picture platform anymore. It's going more towards video. It's why TikTok growth is on the rise, YouTube growth, just everything. Video's on the rise, and you can't combat that. So if you know that your prospects love video, and you know that that's probably the best way to connect with them, resonate with them, reach them, get their attention, get their engagement, gain their following, and convert them into future, into clients, into amazing clients, then why are you not doing it? Why would you choose what's easiest for you, which is to not do an authentic, imperfect daily video day that takes you maybe 5 minutes to shoot, right? Why would you not do that and not put your future clients first? So I think that this is very, very important. It's not always about what is easy for us as founders. It's about creating the best possible experience for your future clients. And remember that that experience begins the second that they discover that you exist. Okay. And so, how does that experience feel, especially in an online environment? Are you connecting with them emotionally at all before they even get to your website or whatever? Are you educating them? Like, what are the touch points? And again, if you're not doing video, I would say you're not putting your prospects first. And in 2021, that experience, the experience of your brand, the experience of being a client or a customer of yours begins online for most of us, right? To create the best experience for your future clients, for you to be able to attract top talent, especially in America right now. I know that hiring is a big challenge for companies right now. There's not that big of a talent pool, and there's a lot of competition. And so, you have to really think about it. If there's a high demand and, not that much of a talent pool, and you're up against companies that have a bigger budget than you, then how are you going to attract top talent, keep top talent? This is hiring is potentially one of the biggest expenses as you scale. And so this is something that's not really talked about. But if you position yourself and the culture of your company correctly, you could decrease the cost of hiring, and you could attract better people that align with your brand and that stay with your company longer. Like, there are so many benefits. We won't really get into that. I think that's a whole separate presentation, but I did want to note it. So, to create the best experience for your future clients, to attract top talent and accelerate the rate of which people trust you, especially your prospects, I would say you need to do video. Video helps people understand that you're actually a real person, because you never know these days, right? So much of our communication is nonverbal, and that's just a fact. So could you imagine, like, getting into a relationship or marrying someone before actually seeing them, before actually seeing, like, not just what they look like, but their behavior, right? In different settings, how they interact and treat others, how they react to different situations. Could you imagine that? You probably couldn't. So asking your prospects, asking your future clients to invest in your product without them seeing you, without them understanding why it is that you're doing what you're doing, without them seeing your product being used in, its natural environment, is basically the same thing. It's asinine, and it doesn't make sense. And that's why, um if you're not leveraging your personal brand, like, you're missing out on so much. The good news is all you need to do is start. And all you need to start is your cell phone. Like I said, you don't need any fancy camera and equipment. In fact, all you really have to do is be yourself. And that's a fact. The more you try to be perfect, the more you actually separate yourself from the people you're trying to connect with and attract. Your prospects are not perfect. No one is perfect. So the more you try to be, that flawless influencer, the more people are going to be sick of that and just not really be able to relate with you, and not really be interested in what it is that you do in your business and how it is that you could help them. So I'm just going to give you 5 video ideas here that you could start literally today. The first day, you grab your phone. Again, these are all, you could do selfie style, you could talk to Zoom and cut it, whatever you want to do. Very simple. Um, the first day, you could just share, why did you start your business? All you have to do is answer that question. A lot of the times you started your business because you weren't able to find a solution elsewhere, or because it's always been a dream of yours since a child, or because you got fired and then you needed to provide for your family. Whatever that story is, be real and answer the question, why did you start your business? It should be about a minute. Look at the camera and just share that story. And when you post, say, hey, I'd love for my network, to understand why I started my business and the story behind how this business started and why it means so much to me. And you'll be surprised with the results. The second kind of idea, right, is, you could start this one on a Sunday, by the way. Okay. The second one is, why you love Mondays, which is interesting, right? So you want to time it. It could be any day, really. It could be why you love Fridays, or why you hate Fridays because, whatever, it used to remind you of when you used to work a 9 to 5, but now you love them because you really love working on your business. However, you want to do it. You want to relate it to why you love that day, related to your business and what you do for your clients. Maybe you love Wednesdays because that's the day where you call your clients or have one-on-one meetings with them, or Thursdays because that's the day where you have certain team meetings, right? However it is, you want to kind of leverage this type of idea to let people know why you love what you do, because you can stand out just through the sheer enthusiasm and passion for what you do, because most of the people, when you scroll by, they look miserable. And so if you actually look happy and love what you do, people are going to notice. The third day is, how did you pick your business name, right? And what's the meaning behind the name? What's the meaning behind the name? I could tell you that I chose Growth Academy Global because I, from the get go, had a vision to take it global, right? And we are. And we're in 42 plus countries. And, growth is just something that I truly believe in. Growth is a process, it isn't an event. It's a journey, it's an adventure, and obviously academy for learning and taking it serious. So, how did you pick your business name and what's the meaning behind the name? Day 4, what do you do for your clients that none of your competitors offer? Right? Like how are you different? How are you better? You want to answer this and you want to be proud of it. Like, share what it is that you do. Don't be afraid to be proud of your business. Day 5, share a story where you listen to a client and they helped you improve your product. This is amazing, right? Or share a story where you listen to a client and you didn't change something about your product or about the experience because they really love that. Like in Growth Academy, especially in our new program, Growthpreneurs, people love the fact that our trainings are live and interactive. We do breakout rooms. We do, you know, different kind of exercises and scenarios. And like that's like the number one compliment and kind of feedback that we get, is that that's what really differentiates us. And it's about that team, the groups, the different perspective, and like learning in action. And so we'll just continue to improve on that. Like we're not trying to have non-interactive and non-live trainings, because that's where our members see the most value. And so that's 5 days, right? That's 5 different videos. All of them could be 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. They don't have to be perfect. This is 5 days of content that, I just provided you with. The the other thing is, like, to get 30 days of video scripts, all you have to do is message me. Like, we have proven high engagement video scripts, video ideas, like kind of um things that will spark the video topic for you. And all you have to do is message me the word video. So you'll get 30 days of that, questions you should answer, things you should do in your videos for 30 days, as well as some video tips on things like how to look at the camera, how to, what kind of programs to use for editing and stuff. So just message me the word video and you'll receive that, the link to get the scripts. And then also, like, join me on Saturday, right, for the live masterclass. I'm going to have a live 2 hour event with a guest speaker or two. I won't say who they are, but it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday, September 4th. And I'd love for you to join me. All you have to do is to register and to join me on Saturday is www.ugrow.club. We're going to go more into, mindset, personal brand, and becoming really a high impact entrepreneur, building community, and obviously breakthrough growth in your sales. So I will see you Saturday. Go to ugrow.club to register for this 2 hour live event. At the end of the event, I'll also take all of your business and personal brand related questions and I'll answer them personally. So I'll see you on Saturday at 2 p.m. Go to ugrow.club. God bless you all and have a fantastic